What's up, everybody? Goaters55 here. Just want to talk about a few college football bowl games going on right now. Michigan and South Carolina locked in a good one in the Outback Bowl in Tampa Bay, Florida, I believe. Yeah, Tampa Bay, and a classic going on between Georgia and Nebraska, and another classic Capital One bowl game. So I'm definitely pulling for the SEC teams in that one. Last night you had Chick-fil-A Bowl. I don't know if you want to say LSU blew it or not, or if Clemson just never gave up and got a good comeback. But congratulations to Clemson, although I was pulling for the Tigers of the SEC, LSU in that one. Of course, Vanderbilt Music City Bowl champions. I will be uploading footage very soon. That'll come up very soon. I'm not sure when. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. Probably tonight or early tomorrow morning. And had the Hyundai Sun Bowl yesterday. Let's just talk about USC. Yeah, they're Pac-12. I don't care about USC at all. Honestly, they've always been jerks as far as I'm concerned. But Pete Carroll's a good coach, as he left USC after many successful seasons there and is now kicking ass with the Seahawks in the National Football League. So I'm not really going to say anything about Pete Carroll because he has nothing to do with USC right now. Lane Kiffin has something to do with USC. So they go to El Paso, Texas for the Sun Bowl. Correct me if that's the wrong city, but I believe it was El Paso, Texas. And they're there to take on an ACC team called the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. They are 1 hour and 30 minutes late, according to a report, and I know this is a little late, to a dinner for the Sun Bowl. And there were tweets, according to the media, from 2 or 3 USC players on Twitter saying something bad about the Sun Bowl, saying, we don't want to go here. And somebody said, some USC player said El Paso is a horrible city or a shitty city. Said something about El Paso like that. And then, of course, Lane Kiffin gets them there late, an hour and a half. Well, first off, you should be thankful that you're in a bowl game. You're 7-5. What were you expecting? The BCS National Championship just because you're the University of Southern California? No. That whole program is messed up in a way, and Lane Kiffin is an arrogant jerk. You guys show up there an hour and a half late because apparently you got there late and you needed some extra practice. Well, still, that's no way to carry out business, especially when you're in a bowl game. You're lucky they invited you there. You're lucky you got a bowl game because you guys sucked. If you want a bigger city and a better bowl game, then maybe you should kick ass in the Pac-12 and try to beat out Oregon and Oregon State and UCLA and Stanford next year. Maybe you should try next year, and instead of whining about where the bowl games you go to, instead quit the whining and get to work and try to earn a bowl game, because you're not just going to go to one just because you're USC. No, because this year you guys suck and you got your asses whipped by the Yellow Jackets. Another thing that got me is kind of funny. Lane Kiffin's out there in a visor and some glasses and sunglasses, and you only need one of them. It's a visor and some sunglasses. He's walking out there, and he's all smooth. He's acting like, oh yeah, we just won, but you lost by 14, Lane. And he shakes the guy's hand, and just walks off. Shakes the Georgia Tech guy's hand. He's just an arrogant jerk. He's a jackass. I mean, excuse my language in this one, but he is. And I'm just saying, there's some teams, like Middle Tennessee State. Not that I'm a Middle Tennessee State fan, but, they beat up on Western Kentucky. They beat a team that went to the ACC Championship, Georgia Tech, and who whipped USC's ass in the Hyundai Sun Bowl. MTSU didn't get a bowl bid, and they've got a better record than Western Kentucky. They beat Western Kentucky. They beat a team that went to the ACC Championship, and they're not going to a bowl game. Hell, MTSU would be more than happy to go to El Paso, Texas and play for the Sun Bowl championship right now. So quit the whining and just play football. You're not there for the bright lights. You're there to win a championship and be proud of your accomplishments. Although it may have not been your expectations coming in as number one, overrated. You didn't prove anything, USC. And whose fault is that? It's your fault, USC. So don't be trashing on El Paso, Texas and the Hyundai Sun Bowl when you're lucky they invited you anyway. And you still got your asses whipped by Georgia Tech. 21-7 was the final score of that game. Congratulations. Congratulations, Yellow Jackets. Also, if any team has a right to whine, it's the Georgia Bulldogs. They got ripped. They should be in a BCS bowl game right now. They should be getting ready for a BCS bowl game. But they got ripped. They were in the SEC championship. They lost the SEC championship by about 4 yards. They had like 4 yards to go. If they would have had about 3 extra ticks on that clock or something like that, they could be standing, getting ready for the national championship right now against Notre Dame. But instead, they go from 1 game away from the national championship to the Capital One Bowl, not even a BCS bowl game, although it's a damn good bowl game. They were 1 game away from the BCS national championship, came up about 3 yards short from a touchdown. They still don't make it after they gave Alabama the damn game of their life. They still don't make it to a BCS bowl game. You didn't hear them complaining. Instead, they're going out there and they're trying to win the Capital One Bowl and make the best out of this season. So if anybody's got a right to complain, it's Georgia, because they should be in a BCS bowl game, not in the Capital One Bowl. But hey, they're not complaining. They're just happy to be in a bowl game, and they're just happy that they had this great of a season, this memorable of a season. One of the best Georgia Bulldog football teams in a while. So if anybody's got a right to complain, it's Georgia, because they should really be in a BCS bowl game. They kind of got ripped, in my opinion. So if anybody's got a right to complain, it's Georgia. So, but they didn't complain. You don't hear them trashing on the Capital One Bowl or playing in beautiful Orlando, Florida. You don't hear them trashing or anything. So if anybody's got a right to complain, it's the Bulldogs of Georgia. It's the Georgia Bulldogs. So that's all I got to say. Just talking about bowl games, talking about USC being jerks and all that. Just stuff like that. Just a random video giving my thoughts on the bowl season so far. This is Godors55 signing out.